All right, we're back. And how did your garden grow? Well, Lucille Forgione Hoyle says it could be in trouble if you don't follow some important summertime tips. She's here now with us, Lucille. She's got some examples from her garden. And, you know, you're also known for a website, Lucille's Gardens, right? It's where you can learn a lot of stuff about how to take care of your garden. This is something I don't know a lot about. I know you address garden groups. Folks on Long Island, they've been getting tips from you for years. You also tell them to go to the Cornell Cooperative Extension where they can learn a lot of stuff. But these examples here, I think you say, are typical examples of what people want to know most about. What do we have here?
Well, we have here are mostly hydrangeas, and the problem people have with hydrangeas, the number one question I'm asked is, why don't my hydrangeas bloom anymore?
Well, why don't they? I mean, is the summer heat a problem?
No, generally they suffer from husband's disease.
Oh, so it's always the man's fault, right? What does that name mean, husband's disease?
Well, the men tend to go out in the early spring and they want to clean up the garden, make everything look beautiful. And so they go out and they hack down all the bushes and take all the cuttings and throw them away. And in those cuttings were all the flowers for the hydrangeas that would have bloomed that season. That's why they call it husband's disease. Okay, well, these are beautiful plants. Obviously, you've done a great job with them. Now, I mean, what is it you do? What are some of the tips that you use? Give me a couple. I know that you've talked about wood chips and mulch. Why is that important to help protect plants like hydrangeas? Well, wood chips and mulch do a few things. First of all, they stop erosion, soil erosion. They keep the soil even at an even temperature. And the third thing they do is they stop weeds from growing.
So you surround your shrubs with them, your plants and shrubs with them?
And your trees,
throw them down?
Just put them down. And many of the towns in Suffolk will offer them free.
Yeah, we were doing a survey and we found that most of the towns, basically for the residents, they'll give them to you free. So just call your town if you want to know the answer on that. Now, when should you be pruning plants? This is something I never knew the answer to. When should you do that? When should you prune these hydrangeas?
And that's the most important thing about the hydrangeas. And may I show you?
Sure, absolutely.
This particular hydrangea, as you can see, it's a mop head.
It's beautiful. A mop head?
It's called a mop head.
Why? And it's a mop because it looks like a mop?
Yes, that's right. And it's a hydrangea macrophylla.
It's a beautiful mop.
And that's the name of it. Now, this one is also a hydrangea macrophylla, but you can see it's not a mop head. This one has like lacy flowers around the outside, and that's called a lace cap.
You can pull that out and show us.
So you can remember that. And they come, these particular hydrangeas, as you can see, come in pink and blue.
Wow, they get such beautiful color. These are right out of your garden?
These are from my garden, yes. And this is one in pink.
Oh, that's pretty. I bet that's... So how do you prune? I mean, what do you use? Just a simple pair of pruning?
Well, just let me show you this last one. This last one is the same. It's also a mop head, but if you look closely, you can see the leaves are variegated.
Yes.
So
variegated?
Variegated, meaning green and white or green and gold.
Oh.
So
and that's a sign of good health for the plant?
Yes, well, this particular one is bred to be green and yellow, the leaves.
So there's quite a few different hydrangeas.
Yes, but these particular ones are hydrangea macrophylla, and these get pruned.
And you've got your tools right here.
Yes, which I'll demonstrate later.
Step back, huh?
No, not yet.
Don't get your
These get pruned at a certain time, and that's the problem with most hydrangeas.
Okay.
Different hydrangeas need to be pruned at different times of the year.
How do you find that out?
If you go on the Cornell Cooperative Extension website of Nassau County, they will have a handout. Like that. Like this, and it actually shows you the picture of each different type of hydrangea.
Do any of these need to be pruned right now?
Let me see.
No.
Yes, you're all right. They all get pruned. These would be pruned now. In general, plants get pruned right after they bloom.
Do you need to prune any right now to show us?
Yes, and I have this one here to show you.
Us? Yeah.
So this particular one, as you know...
Is there any technique to pruning, or you just cut them right off?
No, there is a technique.
Okay, well, let's see it.
It's like cutting hair, you know, you don't just chop it. So this particular hydrangea, as you can see, is a hydrangea macrophylla lace cap, and it gets pruned right after blooming. You do minimal pruning on it. So I will show you. What does minimal mean? Just take, what part of it are you cutting off? Well, you generally look at the shrub and say, what shape do I want it to be next year? And the reason I say next year is that's the mistake. When the men cut the branches off, they're cutting off next year's bloom because the macrophylla blooms on
the husband's disease
the previous
So now,
The
what would be a good
previous
plan?
year's
What would be a good plan to
plants.
bring in butterflies? Anything?
So
People love to have
I just
butterflies.
want to show you how to trim this. I just would trim this off here,
Right.
just to reduce the size a bit. And you always trim above a leaf node.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good. And,
Now another, the other plant you said about
yeah,
butterflies.
is there one that's good for that? Is
Yes,
that right
it's a
there? What do you call
butterfly
that?
bush.
A butterfly bush.
The
What is that
botanical
called?
name is a buddleia.
A buddleia. Well, we're going to have to leave it there. Lucille Forgione
okay.
Hoyle from Lucille's Gardens giving you some tips. We want to thank you very much for helping our garden grow. Now, if you're looking for something to do this week on Long Island, we do have some ideas for you coming right up next.